thy holy face. With the dawn of redeeming grace.
Summer Institute is an apprenticeship for emerging artists, and it encompasses a whole bunch of different things that you will face on your journey as a musician.
The program is 5 weeks in total, with 4 weeks of online lessons and workshops that lead up to a 10-day in-person residency. Summer Institute is unique in that it pays apprentices a competitive stipend while they receive professional-level vocal arts and industry training.
It's not just about music, but also about career building and just finding yourself and advancing in your discovery journey.
The day-to-day atmosphere at Summer Institute is amazing. We're all in it together and we're all here to help each other.
Just having that sense of community and being able to talk about our different experiences and our different backgrounds. We come from literally everywhere in the United States.
It helps bring so much perspective to the different kinds of skills that are out there, the different ways of singing, the different ways of being an artist.
That's a big concern for everybody when they hear about the arts. They're like, oh, you're not going to make money, you're not going to do anything, you're not going to be anything. But that's obviously not true. There are lots of things that you can do to promote yourself and your brand.
I know I've learned a lot about financial literacy and branding and how to be professional in spaces, whether it's related to music or not. And we've been working on our portfolios and resumes as well.
We do mock interviews and it really prepares you for what the business side of everything is going to look like.
It is not a place where there is a spirit that is competitive. Everyone is working together in a group. Everyone is being the best version of themselves. Everyone is expecting the best version of their colleagues and peers as well.
They're so big on communication and just that diversity and inclusion and making sure that everybody's feeling heard.
The Summer Institute has helped me find the direction in my career. I know now that this is really where I want to be and what I want to be doing.
If you're looking to grow and you really do love it and want to be around people who love it just as much as you, I say do it. Before this, it was just I don't know, I'm doing the thing, but am I really doing the thing? But coming to SI, I was like, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the thing.
We made it! We made it!
They do it. Before this, it was just
I love Summer Institute so much. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the live. We are here. I am so pleased to be joined by none other than Kiana and Ariel. So I would love to just start, Kiana and Ariel, by introducing yourselves and just sharing a little bit about what your experience has been, not only with Summer Institute, but with Elevation overall. So Kiana is the next person on my screen. So Kiana, take it away.
Thanks, Rachel. Hey, everybody. I am Kiana Williams. I am a getting a little feedback here. I am a third year vocal artist with Elevate Vocal Arts Performance arm Elevation. I started the organization as a only a performing member of the ensemble, and this past summer I was able to join the faculty of Summer Institute, which was incredible and amazing. So happy to be a part of the team.
And we absolutely love having you. Ariel.
Hi, my name is Ariel A. Alvarado. I am the former education and outreach coordinator at Elevate Vocal Arts. I was a part of the first cohort of Summer Institute apprentices, shout out us. And then the second year that it came around, I was there as a supporting vocal artist, where I came down and helped with our performance down at Bethany Beach. And then this past year, for our third iteration of Summer Institute, I got to come onto the faculty side of things, which was absolutely insane, and help curate and offer my perspective both as a choral professional and as a former Institute member, making sure that this is really the thing that we said that it was going to be. And they like me so much, I guess, that I get to still sing with the group. So looking forward to the next time that I get to sing with them. But yeah, that's been my journey.
anytime I have the opportunity to sing with either of you, it is just the best day. It's the best day. And Ariel is should be a familiar face for our Elevate Vocal Arts audience, because so often I send the message, "Hey Ariel, we are about to send out an email. Can I use this quote? Can I use this?" Like,
Love
so
it.
Ariel, because you've been around Elevate Vocal Arts longer than I have. You've basically been here since its absolute start. And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about, number one, what drew you to Summer Institute as a program, and then sort of from then to now, what is kind of your favorite thing about the way that it's evolved?
Sure. So I think I found Summer Institute, rather Summer Institute found me. I was finishing up my master's degree at The Ohio State University, and I had just gone to ACDA National in Cincinnati that year. And I had met Arion. I went to the choral cookout. That was first year that we did that. So I had met Arion there, and we kind of started talking. And I met Dr. Jill, and she got my contact information, and she was like, "Hey, I'm a part of this organization with Arion, and we're doing this thing. We think that you should apply. Like, just send us a clip of whatever that you've got going on, and we'd love to consider this." And it was actually during that time I had just finished signing my contract to move to Wilmington to work with the Wilmington Children's Chorus. And so this was like, okay, you're going to be here. Here's a professional ensemble in the area that you're going to be. So why don't you join this program and see what all of that is about? And honestly and truly, that was the beginning of my Philly, Delaware experience, that I loved being there, and that set the tone for me moving from a student mindset, because I went straight from undergrad to grad school, and really put me in the, okay, this is the life that you want to live. This is the things that you said you want to do. So here's all the tools that you need to be able to do it. And it just took off. It just really took off for me. So the programming helped. They like I said in the video that went out the other day, that like it set me up to do everything that I needed. And like, you all saw so much in me in that first Summer Institute, and really Dr. Lori Hicks really like took the bones of the voice and my understanding of the voice that I had, and really like pushed me to really be flexible and to do all of the things. And then singing with Elevation members was just like, wow, I didn't know people can make music like this. And again, I did well in my interview, my mock interview, and they were like, well, how would you like a real job singing with us? And I was like, yes, please, anytime that I can, that would be great. And so that has set up my professional singing career, my professional choir career. It began in Summer Institute, just trying to learn and do my best and put my best foot forward, and learn so much from the amazing faculty that we had at that time. And that's really launched me to what I'm doing even now, what I'm continuing to do today.
And what's so cool about that is I was joining Eva at that same time. You know, Arion has a way of bringing these people together and in, right? We all know this. Well, we hear about that experience and opportunity for Kiana also next. And what was amazing for me, thinking about you, Ariel, is I was there that day, the second day of interviews, and Jay and Arion were like, wait till you meet this one. Wait till you meet this one. She's hired. I was like, okay, this is great. Whatever. Let's do it.
Awesome. That's scary, but that's good. I'm glad that it worked.
No,
All
it
of
was
the polishing, everything that they said, I took that and was like, yep, I can do that. So that's good.
And I love that you brought up those mock interviews, because Kiana, you are on so many sides of this also, right? So all of us have been emerging artists, right? Ariel a little bit closer to that than some of us, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So we, as these emerging artists, so now you're so often on the teaching side of things, Kiana. And I'm just wondering, particularly with the uniqueness of Summer Institute, what you noticed this past year as a faculty member of the things that are really skills that aren't being taught in other places aside from Summer Institute.
That's a really great question, Rachel. I mean, when I first heard about Summer Institute, I was like, oh, they're paying the kids to come, right? And, you know, having that conversation with you, Rachel, like, I'm a choral director as well as a freelance teaching artist and vocalist and all the things. And, you know, you feel like as an artist, you're putting the pieces together professionally, right? And when you're dealing with students, young and old, parents have that concern, right? They feel like they have to make this investment, and sometimes the ends are not meeting for their regular survival. So, adding an additional cost or an additional investment for a pay to sing, for an internship, for travel, can be challenging. So, when I first heard that, I'm like, well, first of all, you're breaking down barriers to entry, right? And if the student, if the young artist, performer, future educator, conductor is saying, I'm willing to invest the time, I'm willing to do the application process, I'm willing to, go all in. Eva is saying, we'll give you the skills, which is totally different from the models that I grew up working in and through to be able to pursue music. And then getting there, or even before getting there, the fact that we have voice lessons as kind of the central point of not necessarily focus, but that's like the gathering piece for all the things, right? Creating these studios, making sure that the technical aspects of the voice are forward, right? That we are building young artists to understand voices as the instrument so that they can have longevity in their careers. How many people, flounder immediately once they get out into the real world because they don't know how to take care of themselves? So I thought, as an educator and a pedagogue, a vocal nerd, I was just like so happy to be like, oh yeah, no, like once a week for 4 weeks, we are on the Zoom, working with these young people from all across the country, and building rapport, building relationship before we got to be in the room together. I feel like that was something that I really cherished, being faculty member, and I took really seriously, reinforcing to my cohort, my studio, that they really were a team, not in a competitive way, but in the ways of like, y'all are all hearing the same kind of hoopla from Kiana. Y'all are all sharing language now, right? We are all kind of sharing in this experience, and building in those interpersonal relationships has been paramount to my success in music and education. And so I think the fact that Summer Institute puts that forward and really reinforces that importance to the young artists, it makes a difference in the way they show up that last week. So when you see that video and they're talking about there's no weird vibes, there's no weird competition, everybody sees the best in one another, that is very true. And I have done a couple of things. I've done lots of programs, both paid and unpaid, and sometimes the energy in the room is not necessarily collegial. And so I think there's something to that, that happens in the development, in the remote time of us getting on and hearing from the faculty member, getting to put a name to a face, getting to talk with one another, getting to kind of build the skills and, kind of stack them up so that when you get in person, it's not super overwhelming, which I think in some cases, that is the thing. It's like intensive on purpose, right? You show up and you're getting thrown everything. And I think that Summer Institute does a really good job of rolling in the skills, and then you get to apply them. Pressing apply is just a huge thing that we need to learn how to do. We can go to school forever. Like Ariel was just saying, like that mindset of being a student and being in the bubble and being safe, like it's valuable up until a certain point, right? But I think what's fierce is that we are like, now you're in a professional environment. The expectations are there. We gave you the tools coming into the door. Let's see you put them to use, which, it seems elementary, but it is very different than things that I've seen in other areas of my musical and educational journey.
Yeah, I totally agree. And what's so interesting about it is that we know already that there are so many programs that are young artist programs, very much in the pay to play model. And we're really, when Ariane was dreaming about this program, it was like, we got to flip this. If we're going to give opportunity and we want people to be able to sing in all different genres, if we want people to be able to work in many different environments, regardless of their musical background, we have to give them that opportunity. And the only way they're going to get it is if they get paid. And it's just critical. The other thing that I really think is important, and that I always try to just push when we're talking to folks about Summer Institute, and I would love to hear your perspectives on this also, Ariel's, now that you're, sort of out of the SI thing and really, really doing it, is I think it really sets up the apprentices to have the mindset that, exactly like you said in that video we just posted from you, Ariel, that this is real work. Exposure does not pay the bills.
Hello.
If they are going to really have this be a career, we got to diversify, we got to expand, you got to network the heck out of everything, and you have to make sure that you are being compensated appropriately. So give the apprentices those skills to read a contract, understand what the tax implications are, knowing how to not only get the job but keep the job is so big. And I'm just wondering if you can expand a little bit, Ariel. I know you touched on it, but just how those experiences throughout all of your levels of Summer Institute, right? Being an apprentice, being a staff member, being on faculty, has changed how you operate in that professional world.
For sure. I think one of the things that I learned really early on, or one of my dad is like one of those people. He's like Uncle Iroh from Avatar, where like he'll just say things and you're like, that doesn't quite make sense, but like then you get it down the line. One of the things that he gave me when I was young was like, the success in life is determined by the management of relationships. And I can't think of another place that better, other than like my familial unit, that has better equipped me for the managing of the different kinds of relationships that you will have being a vocal artist. So yes, there's the business side, and you need to know the contracts, you need to know the tax implications, you need to know how to stick up for yourself in that kind of cold business world that we like to think of. And like we talked about the good vibes, if you come into a rehearsal and you act a fool or you act cold, no one wants to hang out with that. Like no one wants to be around that. So I think SI and by extension joining Elevation, and by extension then joining the staff of Elevation, has really just continued to broaden my horizons on how to manage these different kinds of relationships that ultimately lead to me having better finances, more stable finances, but also richer experiences and richer quality of life, better connections to be able to do better music with, but more people to be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Like right now, I'm thinking about transitioning more into musicology, and being connected to Elevate Vocal Arts has connected me to the amazing Dr. Vinroy Brown Jr., which is going to then connect me. So like all of those things being connected to EVA in general, but starting in SI, which gave me the skills to show up and to show up well and to manage those relationships well, are leading to the way in which my life is continuing and my musical journey is continuing to unfold. So like y'all, they told us on day one of Summer Institute, like, yeah, this is a training ground, but like take it seriously. Everything is an interview. I think that was one of the first things that Ariane said to us, was like, everything that you do is an interview. Every time that you talk to somebody, every time that you interact, every time something is asked of you, that's a time for you to show up in the way that you would want someone else to show up for you, or the way that puts you in your best light. So I've been trying to just hold on to that. And sometimes that means you have to learn how to like re-manage relationships. And like sometimes things, you get into a thing and you have to learn how to pivot out of a thing, and all of those things. I've been so grateful to be witness to and to really delve deep into EVA and Summer Institute as the inception of that, because it just has helped me unfold, helped me manage these relationships really, really well.
Yeah, Kiana, I'm wondering if you have anything to share about what you've seen with your apprentices too.
I mean, honestly, it makes me misty. You know what I mean? Like I remember meeting Ariel, and I met Ariel as a vocal artist in Elevation, right? And then I got this background information, like, oh wait, like what? How old are you again? Like, you know what I mean? And so, and I don't know, like, and I mean that lovingly, Ariel, like, like big sister energy, you know what I mean? And even during SI, right? I was like jokingly, I'm like, Ariel's a part of our studio, like, because she was kind of around my apprentices a lot when we were kind of doing our group sessions and things of that nature. But it makes me really proud, because I understand what mentorship means. And I'm still being mentored, right? And so for me, when it came down to my apprentices, seeing these young people who are in school all across the country, I graduated from a PWI. I was like the singular Black female in the classical music program. and thank God matriculated that degree. And thank God for leadership and, you know, the late Dr. Anthony Leach, who put us in spaces and shared with us these tools and sent us to Hampton's ministers conference, where we were part of the James Abington Church Music Academy, and sent us to this place to do that thing. And, you know, my voice teacher and mentor, who I currently work with, you know, Liz Stevens, like, these are things that every single day I wake up and understand. If it had not been for mentorship, had not been for the investment of folks and their money and their time and their skills and their listening, I really wouldn't have a career. And so going into SI, when I met these young people, you know, we had these conversations and I was really like, I'm all in, y'all. Whatever it is that you need, you know, I really was invested in making sure that they understood that they had a mentor that wasn't just for this 5-week program, that was going to forget about them, that was never going to talk to them again, that was never going to invest in their career, that was going to be something cute for the internet and be done, right? And I think that there's something too, like your story, Ariel, where it's like this kind of rolling ever cyclical relationship, right? Where you're giving and receiving, you're giving and receiving. And I think from my apprentices, I am constantly so proud to see what they're doing. And more than anything, I think in these days, the reason why I mentioned schools, because a lot of them attend PWX. And in these spaces, you know, the sense of self can be really hard, like developing a sense of self as a Black and brown young person, right, who is studying music professionally. And I think that what I saw was an opportunity for me to be able to share my experience with them and also provide them with something that was going to, they can go back to school and be like, I got this, you know what I mean? And feel more empowered and feel more confident and feel like they are somebody because they are, and take the skills and press apply. So I think what I've been really proud to see is their like ever evolving sense of self and confidence. Not just because they're good singers, because they're great humans, and because they know that they have EVA, they have myself, they have Rachel, they have all of the faculty members that they met for the different facets of their careers that they're going to need them for. You know, I got a note from a multiple time SI apprentice who, you know, is not necessarily planning on performing professionally solely, but planning on studying law. And she was like, hey, Kiana, I just want to let you know, I took, you know, one of those fancy law tests, you know, and I did an amazing job. And I just wanted to let you know, like, the thing that you said to me about this so-and-so helped me to go into that test and really know that I had the things that I needed. And it really helped me to feel secure and to ground myself in that moment and to show up and show out and do what I needed to do. And it's like, you know, these skills are so transferable. And I think it's so important, especially in these days, that we reinforce that these skills are transferable, right? That the arts are important for more than just the entertainment aspect, but for the full humanity aspect of it all, right? Not to just share joy, but to also share folks, you know, who deal with anxiety, who deal with stage fright, who deal with, again, questioning of self and self-worth and all that stuff, that they get to go out there and be themselves and highlight the things that they bring to the table. So I've just been really honored and proud to be able to be a part of that journey, because I understand, like, I take it seriously, and I'm so grateful to my mentors and the folks, even in Elevation, you know what I mean, who continue to pour into me. And so I think that we all pass the vibe check when it comes down to understanding humanity. And I think that that makes a difference when you're trying to be of service to the next generation of movers and shakers in this world, the lawmakers, the legislators, the performers, the educators, you know, the parents, you know, the community members, the church leaders, you know what I mean? It's like so many people, wealth of folks that we got to impact, and that impacted us. So, you know, when we get to see it with Ariel in real time, it's fantastic. But these folks are all across the country turning it out, you know what I mean? And having a renewed sense of joy in the craft and really shining their light, which is most important in, you know, the dark, treacherous times that we are all sharing in. So it's really been an honor to be able to contribute to that and keep that cycle going, the giving and the getting. You know, it's reciprocal on purpose, I think.
It's everything we do at Elevate Vocal Arts is intentional. It is intentional. It is intentional. And everything that you were just speaking about with that mentorship, like, that is super, super real. I also love anytime that I get to invite one of our former apprentices to do an elevation gig or to come on and do a chat here, and just any of those touch points. It's like a little homecoming all the time, which is amazing and love. While we are getting ready to wrap up here, I would just love to hear from each of you, so we can go to Ariel and then Kiana, just a little bit about why somebody who is just maybe hearing about Summer Institute for the first time, why should they donate? Why do we need their money, aside from the fact that we are paying apprentices for this level of training and mentorship and all the things? But a little bit of just why? What have you gotten out of it? What are you looking forward to in the future?
Should I do this infomercial style of like, are you tired of seeing?
I love that. Yes, do it. Right.
Let me see if I can think that fast. Are you tired of some of the things that you hear on the radio? Are you looking to give other young people a great opportunity to start families and build their careers and sustain themselves? Then donate to Elevate Vocal Arts today to sustain our Summer Institute program that not only teaches young people how to make great music, but also gives them the opportunity to make a good life with the great music that they make.
Hired. You see that? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see it. Look at the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? Look at the receipts. I agree 100%, and I think less infomercial and more realism. To double down, every dollar that you donate, you can see where it's going.
Yep.
Rachel and the team have done an incredible job of putting together this program, again, with intention, right? Covering all the bases, not just for grants and for the state of Delaware and for all these people that we influence, but like, you see where the dollars are going, right? These folks, myself included, as faculty, right? We show up in Bethany Beach in a safe place to make music, right? A home base where the apprentices and the faculty get to cohabitate in a space that is safe. And I say that because it's important to note that safety, our physical safety as folks who gather, is constantly in jeopardy. It just is, unfortunately. And it feels a little bleak and dark, but truly the money that you spend investing in these folks' lives, it pays for the spaces that we have to be in, the incredible musicians that these folks get to perform with, the food that they get to, the nourishment that is had, the travel, the music that we purchase to support all of these incredible artists whose music is very often underperformed. Faculty like myself who literally are making a living, making singing sounds, teaching, investing. It is just like, you see where your money's going. And I think that, in a day where some things feel vague and you feel like, is my investment, is my living in vain, as the conferences would say, when you make an investment, you don't know where your money's going. I think with Elevate Vocal Arts and SI specifically, you absolutely see where that money is going, and it will return back to you. It is a worthy investment for the world. It is a worthy investment for our communities. And we continue, to do the work. So it is not a handout by any means, but an investment. And if you are business savvy, you would want to make an investment in something so powerful and so fruitful. So go ahead and do it. It doesn't take a lot.
It doesn't take a lot. And we have an opportunity today. We are working towards a $25,000 match. In the 4 o'clock hour, all of those dollars will be quadrupled. So if you have a little bit to give, it can be quadrupled then. I am talking about the $20 that you just found in your coat pocket from last winter, everybody. We can make that go really, really far. So thank you, Kiana. Thank you, Ariel, for being here. Thank you for being here and also just being a part of the Elevate Vocal Arts family. I love you both so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give generously, everybody. We are really looking forward to the next round of Summer Institute apprentices. Those applications will go live on our website very soon. Our lead faculty and education outreach director are working real hard on all of that. So we're just excited to see what the future will bring. And I know that you're going to be a part of it. Thank you so much for joining us live, and we'll see you pretty soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, you both. Thank you.
Ciao.